Pfeiffer made sense for me because it was I was able to do the classwork during the week and not have to leave my job, leave my family.
I chose Hood Theological Seminary for my master's studies for a few reasons. One mainly had to do with the proximity to the Charlotte area and my home church. And second, because of cost.
I am a deacon, not an elder, and as a deacon, Pfeiffer has the Center for Deacon Education, and so they were really working with individuals in their Master of Arts program to find a way that we could fulfill our calling to specialized ministry, but also seek ordination.
A reason that I chose to go to Candler was growing up in Thomasville, I had been in a small town setting my whole life, a conservative setting my whole life. And I wanted to be challenged.
Duke certainly gave a great education in church history and certainly steeped in Methodism, and then had that academic with the university and the divinity school, where other seminaries sometimes emphasize biblical knowledge, some are more practical and getting more practical experience. And so I think thinking about those things and what you feel like you need the most as you enter into the experience.
You're able to have those diverse conversations with each other in a candid and appropriate way. It's not this infighting in class. It's let's discuss this. Why do you think this way, and why do you live out your faith in this denomination or in this non-denomination?
Candler had a contextual education program that you had to go and serve either in a hospital chaplaincy setting or an inner city ministry. And so I wanted to experience inner city poverty.
I was able at Pfeiffer to get a broad-based theology that still challenged me and affirmed me both.
They made it easy. Each class was 1 day a week for like 3 hours. And so I did that in the evenings while working full-time in a local church.
I really recommend on campus. It was the best 3 years of my life, just because of having conversations with people that I'll never have again as we wrestled with some of these topics in seminary.
They offer also 2 different tracks. So you could take the through the week classes, or you could do the weekend classes. And either way, you could get your classes in 3 to 4 years and still end up with a master's degree.
They try to reach you where you are. And sometimes that is a learning cohort, but for me it was perfect to go and live on campus. All of my classes were traditional calendar. I had one afternoon class, but most of them were during the day.
For me, the Pfeiffer connection worked great because it was one class at a time. I could spend time focusing on that one class and not neglect my duties as a father, as a husband, or as a music minister.
The cool thing about Hood is your class sizes are not large. And so you are able to have a one-on-one relationship with your professors, the dean and the president of the seminary. And they know who you are, and they want to know your life. They want to know what's going on. And when they know things happen in your life, you're able to make up the progress of those classes.
As a pastor, you're not going to make a lot of money. And so a good financial planner to help you look through those things and realize how much extra are you going to need for seminary.
Because I was taking one class at a time, I was able to use continuing ed for my church. And then beyond that, it was not very much. I could put on a payment plan.
One of the greatest things that you have in a big university like an Emory, if you're looking to do ministry, there are so many scholarships available. I had a full tuition scholarship while I was there, and it tremendously helped me.
Honestly, I was biblically illiterate going into seminary, and I had no idea what half these things, or more, what they were talking about. And for these professors to understand each student where they were on their journey, spiritual journey, to put it in terms that anyone can understand.
You don't want to end up at a school where you're then kind of stuck with the degree and you're going to have to get additional schooling to do what you're called to do.
Candler has lots of people that goes and works in nonprofits, that chooses to be a hospital chaplain. They are one of the first schools to be able to have a dual degree with the School of Public Health and Candler. So they value changing the world. It's not just about changing the church.
You do a little bit of that discernment before you enter seminary because it's expensive, but seminary is also a part of that process. sitting in on a class, listening to how the professors talk, watching the interactions between students and the professors is a great way to do it.
As soon as you step on campus, you have a feeling of peace and that you are a part of this community.
We here in the conference would be glad to put you in contact with recent graduates if you wanted to talk with particular students about what their experience was like, so that you can ask all those questions that you might have.